Hello and welcome to week 9 of the Drew and Stu podcast. I'm your host, Drew Livingstone. That's Cam Stewart. Cam, good week for both of us last week, 9-6. Your gold pick stopped me from going 3-0 on my best bets. PJ Walker, Hail Mary. That might have been the furthest throw I've ever seen in my life, Cam. The 70 yards through the air. Are you kidding me?
Guy's got a great arm. And another thing, though, Drew, it worked both ways. I was like, hey, Carolina's going to win. Then Atlanta kicked that late field goal because Carolina, like that game, I'm telling you, that game put both sides in orbit. If you're on Atlanta, Carolina, and then you're like, what the hell's going on in this game? That game was nuts.
And then what do the Bills do? They go and trade for the safety that gave up the 70-yard touchdown, Gene Marlowe.
Hey, you got Hines, though. Good pass catching back.
That's fair.
He's good.
All right, Cam. Yeah, it was a decent week for both of us. So back even further above 500. Let's hope we continue that trend this week. It begins with huge favorites on Thursday Night Football. Philadelphia. Oh, as I said before, these lines are powered by Sports Interaction, the best sports book across Canada, Cam. That's where you want to make your bets. Philadelphia, 14-point favorites on Sports Interaction. Going to Houston to take on the Texans. The Texans blew a cover for you last week. Couldn't even cover against Malik Willis, Cam. Can they cover against Jalen Hurts?
You want to start with this one?
Sure. No chance. Philadelphia, I don't think they score a point. Like, I don't see how Houston scores on the Philadelphia defense. I see like 28-3, 28-6. Like, I see this just being like an easy, like Philadelphia's not even caring about this game. They come in, score 4 touchdowns, and then just take the foot off the gas.
Here's the deal, Drew. If Philadelphia shows up, they'll murder these guys by like 24 to 28 points, right? Jalen Hurts is also from Houston, so he has a little bit of motivation in this game. The Texans scored 10 points last week, and it was actually 3. It was a garbage touchdown that Tennessee let them score like at the end of the game. You're right. Drew, I always, 99 times out of 100 will take a home dog getting 14, but I just don't trust Houston, so I'm going to actually take Philly or nothing. They probably win this game, just cover the number. I wish I saw more people on Houston in this spot, but nobody has faith in this team. Let's go Eagles. Fly Eagle.
Can you believe Houston not trading Brandon Cooks? Apparently they were like, nah, we don't feel like we need to trade him. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you guys doing?
Brandon Cooks went nuts. See his Instagram post. He's basically saying, like, you're screwing up my life, this and that. So that's another thing about this game. What's Cooks going to do? Like, he's probably so pissed off. He might even just, like, get a ball, have an injury. Like, I don't know how this game's going to play out. But, Drew, you know me. I always take a 14-point home dog, but not this week.
They're not cats. That's why you can't take them. If they were cats, it would be
good call.
The other way around. Yeah, but Davis Mills, Cam, we liked him coming into the year. He has not played well this season. I don't think he is their quarterback of the future. All right, so we are in agreement on Philadelphia. Moving on, the Buffalo Bills failed to cover against Green Bay despite being up 17 at half. It looked like it was going to be an easy cover, and then we got like 2018 Josh Allen in the second half, and they only scored 3 points. They're going to New York to take on the Jets, going to New Jersey to take on the Jets, Cam. 12.5-point road favorites. You can start this one. Do you believe in Zach Wilson, the MILF hunter?
This is yeah, that's right. If it was people like sleeping with other buddies' wives or whatever, 12.5, yeah, sure, I'm in. Here's the thing, Drew. This line almost looks like a bait line to take the Jets.
Yeah.
Like we were on New England last week, and I'm like, wow, we're getting a home dog, divisional rival at 12.5. You know what? Buffalo didn't do very well against Green Bay. They took their foot off the throat. If they show up in this game, I think they can annihilate the Jets. New England beat them down pretty good, and Buffalo's a way better team. This is nuts. Like, what's happening to me? The chalk. I got a 14-point favorite and a 12.5-point favorite. I told you, I got a lot of stuff going on. Drew, give me Buffalo Bill minus 12.5. I'll probably live to regret it.
I got to do the same thing, Cam, just because I can't recommend putting your money on Zach Wilson and that offense right now. The way they're playing, they look awful. They're not even using their second-round receiver Elijah Moore, just not throwing him the football. Their running game looks bad. They're like, everything looks bad with that team right now. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. I just don't see how they slow down Josh Allen in that offense.
Drew, just a quick point. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 7 games we're betting are all home dogs. Can you believe that? Take a look
insane. At it. It's insane. It's insane.
It is.
And I'm going to see. We'll see if we go back next to the well in 2 games, Cam. I'm curious. The Vikings. The Vikings going to Washington to take on the Commanders. 3.5-point road favorites. I'll start with this one. Listen, Washington shouldn't have even beaten Indianapolis last week. They got a lucky last-second touchdown, and now you're telling me they're going to cover 3 points against Minnesota? Come on. Yeah, give me the Vikings. I think this is an easy pick, Cam. Where do you play?
Oh, there you go. Cocky Drew, like
Hey.
our old boy, Confident Tom. Listen, Minnesota's one team at home, and then they're another on the road.
It's true.
Washington got that win, and that's an inspiring win, right? Look at these guys. They're a 4-4 football team. How the hell are the Commanders? Like, they're the worst 4-4 football team ever, but they're at home, and they're getting 3.5. That's the key to me, Drew. I think it's going to be a tight game. Vikings squeak out a 1-3 win. That hook's going to be huge for me. Give me Heineke, a nice smooth Heineke muffler, whatever the hell you want to call him. All I know is if Washington is close in this game, I actually trust him. He plays his best football when he needs points. Give me Washington, Commanders, commies, condoms, plus 3.5.
What do you think of the Hawkinson move by the Vikings?
I think it's amazing. Why is Detroit trading within the division?
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. Besides, like
the Lions, I hate to say it, the Lions just got to blow everybody
poorly
up.
run organization, Cam.
But great segue. It's our next game.
Yeah, so I'm going Minnesota. Where do you think the mystery tiebreaker man is going in this one? Our first appearance?
I think he's going Washington with me.
You are correct. 2 on the home dog. Going back to your old ways, Cam. You see a home dog, you automatically bet it. Let's see if that trend continues. Despite you saying that if this team screwed you, you were going to get off the train last week. The Detroit Lions hosting the Green Bay Packers. The Packers 3.5-point favorites against Detroit. I don't think I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers less than a 7-point favorite against the Lions, Cam. Tell me why the Lions can cover 3.5.
I think the Lions can win outright. And I'll tell you something, if the Lions, if they ever gave proper point spreads, like 4.5, whatever, how many Lions games have I lost by the hook?
Half
like
a point.
last week? That's the thing. Like, and by the way, like sometimes like when the Lions are 3.5, I'll take it to 4.5 just because I want that little extra insurance. But we can't do this on this show. Here's the thing. Green Bay, you think they played well against Buffalo? Buffalo brought their D game and they still won by 10 points. Detroit, I know one thing they can do is score. They're probably not going to be able to stop Green Bay. Maybe look at the over in this football game. But you know what, Drew? Detroit, one of these days, like they were beating Miami down. It's just their defense. They can't get off the field. I will take 3.5 with Detroit. I think they can win this game. I still think Green Bay has major issues. Detroit obviously has issues, but 3.5, give me the Lions. Yeah, I'm back to my old ways.
Oh, Cam.
No, I got a problem, Drew. I have a problem. Like, if the Lions are drugs, I'm addicted. They're like my boot. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't get off it. I can't get
It's
off
like,
the
Cam,
Lions.
if you don't bet on this team, you win $1 million. You're like, I just can't. I have to bet on them. It's just like...
It's true. Look what my record would be without the Lions this year.
Oh, he's probably 7
better.
more wins. Yeah.
Yes.
I got to go Green Bay. I can't. Aaron Rodgers is 3.5 points against Detroit, Cam. He's owned this division. He's owned the Lions. I mean, he's got to win by a field goal. If they just hand the ball off to Aaron Jones,
they have to win by four.
Yeah, right.
Field goal.
3.5.
Four.
If they just hand the ball off all game, Cam, they'll cover this number. I mean, the Lions, they went up against Miami by 3 scores, and then they just blew it because their defense can't stop a nosebleed.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to go Green Bay. Where do you think mystery tiebreaker man's going in this one?
Lions.
Going Green Bay.
So he's had enough too. He's done with Leo the Lion too.
Everyone's done with Leo the Lion except you, Cam. You're their only sole backer. We'll see.
You say what? Know what, Drew? I am a lot of things in my life. Sometimes stupid. You can't say I'm not loyal.
It's true. It's true. We'll see if you back them when they host Buffalo on Thanksgiving. All right, the Chargers, Cam, going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, coming off a bye. Atlanta, huge. I don't know. Is that a huge win over Carolina? I guess it was. It put them to first place in the division. They're 3.5-point home dogs. Do you trust them to come back and cover after not covering in 2 straight games?
No, Drew, this is where I bucked the trend. I was all like the home teams the last couple. I like the Chargers. They're coming off a bye. They got embarrassed by the Seahawks. They'll probably have Keenan Allen and all their weapons back. Williams won't be back, but Atlanta's fraudulent. Carolina actually should have won that game. They gave it away, and I can't believe
you don't think the Chargers are fraudulent?
Yes, they are, but they're a better, talented, fraudulent team. It's basically we're dealing with 2 frauds, and the Chargers have more talent. Give me a high voltage. What is it now? Do I have to lay 3 or 3.5? Yeah, 3.5 now. Okay, yeah, I'll take the Chargers to win this game by 10.
Ooh, okay. I mean, if this was any other team coming off a bye going to Atlanta, Cam, I back them. But the Chargers just keep having these poor performances in football games. I don't get it. They have Justin Herbert. They have Mike Williams. Not this week. Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, all the weapons in the world, and somehow Herbert and Staley can't take advantage. And Staley, this guy, makes the weirdest decisions when it comes to football games.
He does.
I can't stand this guy as a head coach. So So give me the Falcons. Maybe they get back on track this week. I'm not confident in this pick, but I'll take the home dog because I can't trust the Chargers. Where do you think Mystery Tiebreaker Man's going in this one?
Falcons?
Nope, with you on the Chargers, road favorite. Yeah, not a strategy. There's no like real strategy in the Tiebreaker Man's picks this week.
Yeah, paper bag head. He just kind of like he has no like system or theory. He just kind of throws it out there. He's got no pattern.
Maybe they're mad at Atlanta for not covering the last 2 weeks. That's probably what it is. All right, this line confuses me, Cam. Maybe you can explain it. Chicago hosting Miami. Miami only 5-point road favorites. Chicago just got absolutely destroyed by the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, they picked up Chase Claypool, but like, does that mean they can stay within a touchdown of Miami? I don't know.
You know what? This game is probably going to be one of the trap games of the week. I think Chicago, they're a weird team. They show up against New England. They still scored points against Dallas, but they gave up a lot, right? So the thing about Miami is, yeah, they look good against Detroit, but so does everybody, Drew. This is interesting. You're right. This is one of those games I think you can flip a coin and people are going to go, I can't believe I get Miami. All they do, they're -5. They should win this game by double digits. I'll take Chicago in this spot.
Ooh.
And as you say, I don't have any confidence in these picks. Like, I literally could flip a coin. I just think I'm going to take the home dog at 5. Tough game to bet.
This might be my minerals, Cam. I love the Dolphins in this spot.
Fair enough.
I can't trust Justin Fields to keep up with Tua in that offense. I mean, all the credit to Tua. I don't like the guy as a quarterback, but with those two weapons, I mean, the fastest receivers in football, they just score points, and I just don't think Chicago can keep up. Luckily, the Lions have a good offense. Chicago doesn't have that luxury, so I'll take Miami. Mystery Tiebreaker Man is going with Chicago as well. Staying with you, Cam, as per usual. All right, moving on. The Las Vegas Raiders coming off the worst performance I've ever seen in my life. I had them outright on the money line, and they put up 0 points. Devontae Adams had me 1 point in fantasy. Like, what is going on with this team? Is Josh McDaniels the worst head coach in football?
Yes, and if you know what, Drew,
third crack, I guess you count Indy.
Take a look at this. All these guys, other than Bill Belichick on the Belichick tree, suck. Have you ever noticed that? So everyone's like, oh, hire a New England guy. Anyway, you said it. This game reeks to high heaven. The Raiders are horrible. I can't believe how bad they are. Jacksonville, big mistakes by Steffi Graf, a.k.a. Trevor Lawrence, in the London game there. Like, you throw a pick at the 1. Here's the thing, though. There's real problems with the Raiders right now. I will take Jacksonville plus 1.5 in this game. They're at their home field. And you know what? The Raiders, they can't score. You saw what you know what the Saints did. They shut them down. Jacksonville is one thing. Their defense isn't too bad. I will take Jacksonville plus 1.5.
Damn, I don't know if I can back the Jags. I don't know if I can back the Jags.
True. I wish we didn't have to pick every game, but that's the premise of the show, because these games are impossible. Give me Jacksonville.
I'm thinking the long travel, the jet lag for the Jags. The Raiders can't be that bad. It maybe is Josh McDaniels like a sleeper cell sent by Bill to like sabotage the Raiders? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you.
Mid-season, he's like, hey,
you're
betting, Bill.
You're betting on a team that didn't score a point last week. You can make fun of me for betting on the Jaguars. This game is nuts.
I just don't understand. You almost beat the Chiefs, and then you go and get shut out by the Saints with Andy Dalton. It makes no sense.
Crazy.
But I'm crazy too, Cam. I'm going back to the well on the Raiders because I can't put money on Jacksonville.
You got a Raider problem the way I got a Lion problem.
They're my Clemson boys too, with Lawrence and Etienne, and I still can't back them.
Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, you love Clemson. I got 2 Clemson guys. And by the way, if Etienne, if they have a game plan this week, the Raiders are done. Etienne shredded Denver like $158. He looks good. So I'll take Jaguars.
All right, Mystery Tiebreaker Man is on the Raiders. Surprisingly, I don't know why. I wish we could have a reasoning as well. Maybe he's crazy like me, or just wants, I don't know, believe in Josh McDaniels. I don't, but yeah, I believe in Derek Carr more than Trevor Lawrence. Surprisingly,
I agree with that.
Now, but Calvin Ridley, good pickup by the Jags next year, Cam. That'll be a good 1-2 punch with Kirk and Ridley.
I agree.
As long as he doesn't make a bet in the meantime. All right, the Colts going to New England to take on the Patriots. The Patriots laying 5.5 at home. This is my easiest pick of the week, Cam. We know what Belichick does to rookie quarterbacks or inexperienced quarterbacks. He absolutely demolishes them. I think the Patriots win this game by 10 plus. I think this is an easy, very easy selection, Cam. Where are you going?
Just the fact that you're that cocky, I'll take Indianapolis.
Ooh.
Well, look at the line move. So
true.
you're telling me it opened up at 6, 5.5, and more people are on New England? That screams danger.
That's perfect. Give me more points.
So you got, they're minus 5.5. Drew,
Yep.
as again, like I sound like a
I know
broken
it's a
record.
trap. It's a trap.
This week sucks. I hate all these games. I don't know what it is now. Everything's just bleeding. You know what? I will say one thing about Indianapolis, though. Ellinger, he can move his feet a little bit. You're right. New England should come out and win. But this is the thing about the Patriots this year. They play a good one, then they underestimate their opponent. This is more of a vibe play. Just give me the horseshoe plus 5.5.
All right. Well, Tiebreaker Man is with me on New England, Cam. So back-to-back games against you. We've actually, it looked like we were going to agree on everything the first two games, and now I think we've split every single game since the first two, which is absolutely crazy. So one of our records is going way down, or we're just going to split even. We'll see where it goes.
So you got Atlanta, I got Chargers. You got Miami, I got Chicago. I got Jack, you got LV, I got Indy, you got New York. Yeah, you're right. Things have changed. Next.
Carolina going to Cincy to take on the Bengals. We called it, Cam. We said Cleveland would win outright, and they absolutely demolished them. They only won outright. They smoked them out of the building. So do you believe in your Carolina Panthers again, Cam? 7.5. That's a big hook.
Could you start? Could you start here?
Yeah, I don't believe in the Bengals. Never have, never will this season. If it was 7, maybe I take Cincy, but I'm getting the extra half point, so I'll take Carolina to maybe even score a garbage time touchdown to keep this within 7.5. Yeah, I can't trust Cincy and Burrow right now.
You know what it is? Cincinnati could win this game by 17. The problem is Burrow gets killed every game. Their offensive line hasn't fixed any problems.
And Brian Burns is very good pass rusher.
Cleveland was all over them. Like the mistakes. You know what? I'm on the Panther too. You said it, Drew. I have a fondness for cats. I have an addiction to the Lions. And you know what? Carolina's my second addiction. If the Lions are like smoking something, I guess Carolina's my booze out of my problems that I have in my life, right?
Yeah.
Would you not agree?
Yeah.
I think Carolina, they cover though. What's 3 and 5 8?
Yeah, they don't cover too much. They covered last week. That's the big thing. They might cover. I mean, I could, like you said, I could see them getting absolutely demolished the way Atlanta got demolished by Cincy.
Carolina.
But yeah,
I agree with you.
I'm on Carolina. All right.
Your
Seattle Seahawks, Cam. Going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Call of Duty just came out. We know Kyler plays poorly once the video game comes out, Cam. His record post Call of Duty every season is hilarious. It's like 8 games below 500.
Wow, I've never broke down a game due to video game play,
and he says he loves it. He just spends, instead of watching film, he's shooting guys. Seattle's won 3 of the last 4 outright against Arizona. Not only just covered the spread. Tell me why they can also win this game, Cam.
Because they can. And I'll tell you one thing, Geno Smith's getting more confident every week. Kenneth Walker was the best. I remember when we were in Vegas for the draft, me and Gabe said this guy's going to be the best back. I'll give ourselves a little bit of a Barry Horowitz. Seattle drafted Kobe Bryant from Cincinnati in the 4th round. Have you seen their draft?
Yeah, it's insane.
I went up and down their draft, playing, starting. I got to give Pete Carroll credit for all of his cheerleading. Him and his brass did an A+ job this year. Arizona, I can't trust this team. Listen, it's at home, a revenge spot against Seattle, but I'm getting 2 points. And the thing about it is, Seattle has played Arizona tougher. Give me the Seahawks, man. Let's ride the train. Geno Smith is a man possessed right now.
Yeah, and it's double experience weekend on Call of Duty, Cam, which means Kyler's going to be focusing Friday and Saturday night.
Perfect.
He's going to be perfectly dove deep into the video games, which means he's not watching film. I mean, anytime you got to force a quarterback to have that in his clause, like that's an issue. Yeah, Geno Smith's impressed me, Cam. I mean, I did not believe in him coming out of West Virginia. He looked terrible on the Jets. Looked terrible the first few years in Seattle.
Figured it out now.
I mean, yeah, he's figured it out. Credit to him, journeyman quarterback. Do you think that, before we move on, do you think he's the starter for them next season? Or do you think they use the 2 firsts?
They have to pay him. They have to pay him. The guy, Drew, I'm watching every game. He throws a perfect ball. If you give him time, he's shredding people. He has figured it out. Being a backup his whole life, let's give the man some love. He threw 2 perfect long balls to Lockett. Lockett dropped one, caught the other. I'm telling you, Geno Smith is fine. Everyone talks about all these other great quarterbacks. And the thing is, he can still move his legs a little bit, too.
Yep.
Smith's fine.
I will say that DK Metcalf fake fade route. Did you see that on the Walker touchdown where Metcalf faked the fade and then the corner was like not even looking at Walker running behind him?
Seattle's calling plays now. They've changed from their very predictable conservative offense too. I love everything they're doing this year.
And Metcalf is an animal. I mean, you tear your PCL and your patella tendon and you're back the next week. What?
That's what tells you, Drew. That's the way the Seahawks are now. Like they are almost like I love this team. Like I've never been more proud of them than the Super Bowl team because they're doing the most with less and they're getting better and more confident every week. So I think they can beat Arizona and cover
Now,
too.
do they hang on to the division is the question, which
no,
tough.
San Francisco will win the division, I think.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The Rams going to Tampa to take on Brady and the Bucks. 3 straight losses. Never happened before in his career. Divorced, embarrassed on Thursday night.
Bad face work. Stress. I don't know what to say. Dude, he looks like a guy. It's not a healthy weight loss. Like I lost weight, but I still like his face is in cave. Drew,
it's the TB12 method, Cam.
Yeah, well, really, that's what you're selling. That's a bad method to be pimping right now. I'll tell you another thing. I know stressed when you look at Brady. He's stressed out. Like there's a lot of things going on in his life, and you know what? It's time to call it quits. Like after this season, you have to retire now. The party's over, bro.
He should have left.
But you're right. He shouldn't have come back. Drew, what do I do with this game? I wanted you to start, but I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, all right.
I'll take the Rams getting to 2.5 in this spot. I just don't believe in Tampa Bay. I like the way Fournette's actually been good. He was good in that last game that they played, but the rest of these guys, Evans dropped balls. Like there's too much problems with this team. The Rams defense, I think, can win this game. Give me the 2.5 point dog.
Cam, this game's very, very hard because the Rams got absolutely shredded by Christian McCaffrey.
That's what I'm saying. I like to come on them. They got murdered. Both teams got embarrassed. That's what makes this game even tougher. They're both going to be hungry, but I trust the Rams defense to get some things. I know what? I think Tom Brady's going to get hit a lot in this game and he'll get rattled.
I'm just trying to think like what the odds would have been in the preseason if you were like, when LA plays the Bucks in week 9, it's going to be 3-4 against 3-5.
Exactly.
Like, what? Would make no sense. I'm going to go with the Rams as well, just because I can't trust Brady. He doesn't got it. I saw him miss a wide open Scotty Miller for like a 60 or 50-yard touchdown. He underthrew him by 10 yards. He got the pass interference call, but he just couldn't throw far enough on Thursday night. The only thing that worries me, Cam, the only thing is that he's had extra time to prep for this game, which usually helps Brady. And we said it on Thursday that we had to back Brady as less than 3-point favorite because we're like, it's Tom Brady. But you know what? You burned me once, shame on me. It's shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. So I'm not letting him burn me twice. Give me the Rams. All right, Cam. Probably the best game of the week. Tennessee going to KC to take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. Look at this stat, Cam. The Titans have won 5 of the last 6 outright against Kansas City. If Andy Reid wasn't coming off a bye, I think this would be an easy lock of the week Tennessee Titans pick. And I'm still going to pick the Titans just because Andy Reid does not beat Mike Vrabel. Not only does he not beat him, he doesn't cover. So I just think no matter who's playing quarterback, Willis or Tannehill, I think this game stays within 2 touchdowns because they know the formula. Run Derrick Henry, pound him into the ground, keep Mahomes off the field. And I think they do that this weekend. So give me the Titans. 12.5 is too many points.
I don't even need to say. You said everything. That was a great breakdown. I agree with everything that you said. I'm worried about one thing, Kansas City having some more trick plays up their sleeve, and maybe they win by 2 touchdowns, but I'll take 12.5 with Tennessee. Great point. Yeah, everything you said, Drew, that's the whole game plan. And Tennessee, they keep Henry on the field. They smash him, tenderize him. The game will probably go under, too, because they got to keep Mahomes. Hey, simple concept. You keep Mahomes in Kansas City's offense, the field, big, long, methodical drives will cover.
It's what Green Bay did to Buffalo, and that's why they covered on Sunday Night Football last week. The only thing that worries the camp, if Malik Willis is starting, I could see a turnover or two.
I think Tannehill's going to start.
It looks like he's back, which, though, if he was back, I think this line is like 8.5. I agree. I don't see how this game is 12.5 with Tannehill under center. So if you think he's back, you bet this line right now because it's going to move probably by 4 or 5 points with the quarterback change. All right, Monday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. The Saints coming off a 24-0 shutout of the Raiders. The Ravens coming off beating Tom Brady on Thursday night, so they have extra days to prep for this game. They only need to win this game by 2.5. Everyone knows they saw last week, Cam, was the Saints blowing out a team, so they're like, oh, what? They're underdogs at home? Too bad. I'm going Ravens. I just don't think they lose this football game to Andy Dalton.
Oh, man, this game is tough. I like what I saw from the Saints last week. I'm still not sold on Baltimore. They find ways to win, but was that really that impressive win against Tampa Bay? Carolina.
I think this is going to be Will Lutz against Justin Tucker, Cam, and give me Tucker all day.
No, that's a good point, actually. If I got it, see the line opened up at 3. If I got 3.5 with New Orleans, I'd take it. Like, I'd love it. But the thing is, I think this game lands on the 3 and it's 2.5. Like, give me the Saints. Just I just think the Saints they're going to turn a corner, and their defense looked really good last week. If they come up, You said it. It's a battle of kickers, and if Lamar Jackson runs, the Saints are done. But I think they'll have a good defensive scheme to keep them in check. And I think Baltimore, if they win, it'll be on a last-second Tucker field goal. Maybe they win by 1 or 2, Drew, and I covered by the hook. Wish I got 3. It's 2.5. Give me the Saints.
I just can never put my money behind Andy Dalton. Can't trust him. Never will. I've seen too many who ruined my Sundays.
Hey, played good last week
with Andy Dalton. It's true, but every squirrel finds a nut. Every horse has a day. Where does it go? I don't know. You know the sayings better than me.
I think it's even a blind squirrel gets a nut, and I don't know about every horse has its day. I think that you just made that up, but I liked it.
All right, well there you go. Every horse has its day.
Every horse has its day.
Hey, maybe it means it's like a horse race thing. All right.
Yeah, no, I think it was every long shot. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
People get the point. It's all
yeah, they get it.
Before we go into best bets, Cam, how was your Halloween? Did you have lots of kids show up at your house?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Drew. First, I did the show. Go check out the tape. I dressed up as Rick Myers Halloween. I couldn't get the helmet off my head. It's classic stuff. I'll send you the link. A lot of fun if you guys watch Sports Grid. Me and Morency had a good time. So I realized that I had some Reese's peanut butter cups down in the freezer. So I put them in a bowl.
In the freezer?
Them outside. Yeah, I always keep my chocolates in the freezer to keep them fresh. But anyway, we'll talk about that on another cooking betting episode. So I left the bowl out for the kids. It was awesome. And I realized I left the glass bowl out. They didn't break the glass bowl. But you know what the craziest thing is, Drew? I was running around because, I'm helping my parents doing this and that. Like, I'm a busy guy. I left the key in the door. Basically, I could have been sawn off in my chair. Somebody could have robbed me. And Morency brought up a great point. He's like, a smart criminal would have just taken the key and used it at another time when you're gone. I'm like, exactly. But they left it in the door. So I had a great Halloween. The bets all came in. I got very, very lucky. I left the key in the door.
You know what that is? It's all the parents walking with the kids and say, don't forget to say thank you. Don't forget to say thank you.
Yeah.
Those parents annoy the shit out of me, Cam. I'm opening the door to hand out candy and it's, don't forget to say thank you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you know what, though?
Don't worry. I'm giving candy to your kid. Just shut up. Just let me give them candy.
No, but that's right. I know the parents sound annoying and they're a bunch of Karens, but you got to tell kids to say thank you, Drew.
I understand.
Drew, you got a kid. This next society, they're doomed. So I hope you do a good job parenting.
Every door though, Cam, like it's trick or treat.
I know.
You have kids coming up going like Happy Halloween, like not even saying trick or treat. I'm like, say trick or treat.
I thank people when they give me anyway. Well, this discussion's ridiculous, but
All
anyway,
right, I have so much candy left over, Cam. I have so much.
Can you honestly? Can you meet me and give me a bag full?
Really, and then I did the old Walmart trick. Went to Walmart yesterday. All the 70% off Halloween candy. I got the 200 caramel box. Like
I want Score.
Bigs. Yeah,
I can't find Score anywhere.
That's the worst chocolate bar. Why would you want Score?
It's the best.
What are you, 60 years old?
What are you?
Yeah,
what, you don't like Score? You don't like toffee and chocolate? What the hell?
That's like Drew. It's like Eat More. Are you like an Eat More? Do you like Eat More? The chocolate bar Eat More?
Honestly, I feel like hitting the button on this Zoom meeting. Eat More has nothing to do with Score.
It tastes the same. It's chocolate covered toffee.
Score has hard toffee. Eat More soft and it's got all sorts of weird stuff in it. It's not the same. You're driving me nuts now. You angered me.
All right, best bets. Moving on to best bets, Cam.
Yeah, let's go.
Who is your bronze pick for the week, or do you want me to start?
Please start. You still rattle me with this ripping Score.
All right, my bronze pick is the Tennessee Titans plus 12.5. I think they cover this number not easily, but I like Vrabel to stay within 2 touchdowns.
Okay, my bronze pick is going to be the Washington Commanders plus 3.5 against Minnesota.
Plus 3.5. All right. My silver is the New England Patriots by 5.5 against the Colts. I think they win this game by 10 plus. So easy pick for me here. New England minus 5.5.
Minus 5.5. Give me the LA Chargers as my silver pick. Minus 3.5 in Atlanta.
Silver Chargers. You mean? Oh wait, I'm looking at the Rams. I was like minus 2.5. Yeah, minus 3.5.
They're minus 3.5.
Yeah,
it was 3. Yeah, give me the high voltage.
All right,
for our old buddy Geoff's Chargers.
My gold pick, Cam, whether it's a trap or not, I'm falling for it. It's the Miami Dolphins laying 5 points on the road in Chicago. I just can't trust Chicago to keep up with that offense. So give me Miami minus 5 on the road. I don't like that I have all these road favorites, but that's the way this week goes. They're all road favorites.
And you know what? I don't know which game to pick because I like Jacksonville. I like Chicago. I like Seattle. But you know what? I'm going to go with my gold pick. Give me Cincinnati. Sorry, Carolina.
Oh, I was going to
It wouldn't
say,
be
what?
it wouldn't be a show without a cat. I wanted to take the Lions too, but I know you'd go absolutely wild and rage on me the way I raged about you dissing score. Give me the Carolina Panthers plus 7.5.
Carolina Panthers, your gold pick back-to-back weeks. You're crazy. I mean, they hit last week, though. So
They hit last week, so how crazy am I? And you know what?
That's true.
That Cincinnati offensive line's got issues, man. If Carolina has a pass rush, I think they could just hang in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be an interesting week. Not a lot of good football games, Cam. A lot of sloppy games so far this season. A lot of teams I thought were going to be winning records do not have winning records. It's like looking at the slate. Seattle, Arizona might be like the second best game besides KC, Tennessee. I mean, it's crazy. I wouldn't say that coming into the season, but yeah, I think if I had to pick a fourth pick, it would be Seattle just because of Call of Duty double experience weekend. I don't think Kyler Murray's going to focus.
I didn't know you had that angle, but I like it.
Cam, I swear to God, Google Kyler Murray Call of Duty. It's insane. His record post video game release, and he openly admits, like, yeah, I love the video game. I love it.
The guy doesn't read the playbook anyway, and now that more video games are coming out, you're right. This is very enticing to take Seattle.
And yeah, survivor picks as we get out of here. You either go Philly, Buffalo, or I don't even know.
Do something different. Like, you got to take. Why don't you take a mid-range one?
It's
right?
just easy week. If you've already used Philly,
or you
Buffalo,
know, but like, have you? Like, what?
I have both Philly and Buffalo remaining in my big survivor.
Then take one.
So who would you rather save? Who would you rather save? Because we have the decision this week. Do we save Philly? Or do we save Buffalo?
I'd rather save Buffalo. Use Philly.
That's what we're thinking. I just don't like taking, I don't know, interconference road team. Like, it's got weird written all over.
I know. I'm just saying I'll be shocked if one of those underdogs wins outright. So
Fair.
Just take Philly.
Yeah, I think no matter what, you're moving on. So yeah, save Buffalo use them against the Browns or something later in the season. You're right.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It was a fun week. Hopefully week 9 is just as good as week 8 for us and you. Hopefully all your bets hit, and we will see you in week 10. Thanks for joining us.